Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. Today we are going to talk about, as you can probably see on the screen, the infamous Jubilee debate. It's been up for a few days now, but I'm just getting around to it here, so Mehdi Hasan did as good as you're going to do. There's things I felt he could have took a breather on, but I agree, he probably felt like he was being attacked from all freaking sides. Especially with some lunacy. Some of these people are actual psychopaths, lunatics. And he used facts to disarm them quite handily. Now, Jubilee's quite a copyright claim happy. So we're not going to really do this. I've got a few short clips we can look at, though. Hopefully they don't strike, even though I'm just doing a discussion. But I've got a few different ones available. Let's start off with where is he? The infamous little boy who ended up getting fired. Yeah, Connor. Or essentially saying, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian fascist. I would love to end democracy. Which he doesn't say those exact words, but in essence that's what he says, because he says he would like to see a vote one last time so he can get to that stage of autocracy. Here, let's listen a bit here.
What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class. Could be someone
No, but who picks the...
Yeah. He's wanting an autocrat, but he thinks they're going to be benevolent. He wants an aristocratic. Sounds like middle-age BS. Yeah. You're not all that smart, boy. If you have people with power, as is the case in societies that have an autocrat, what keeps them from going rogue? You expect them to be benevolent? You're a moron. You really are. Dictators, autocrats, they do what they want. They don't sit there and be benevolent because, oh, I should be. No, it's usually they go to whatever their wants and desires are.
What a crap.
frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
Isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that stage.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
So he wants votes to gain an autocrat, to gain that dictatorial leader, so we can toss democracy in the dumpster. How did we get to this stage in which there's people who believe this? A lot of it's we have pushed back on trying to educate the peoples because we want to. I mean, For a while now, they've been, let's get rid of the Department of Education. Education is one of the best freaking things we have. An educated populace is a better populace because they know things. Yet, we are struggling because so many people are ignoring the actual education, the information they should know.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because
How do you
that's the
know?
whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes this
supporters.
point.
Because apparently, he'll never be the ones that are eventually targeted by autocrats. He and his family. Here's what's weird. This guy ended up getting fired for these stupid ideals he espoused. Honestly, yeah. I can't disagree with the employer. I wouldn't want a psycho like that working at my place of a business either.
Very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right? You
Carl
liberals,
Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a
Who
fan
ca-
of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at
I didn't
all.
say that. I
Doesn't
didn't
matter
actually
to
say
me.
that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan.
He went straight to the, I don't mind being called an. That's not what he said at all. Mehdi had to correct him. Say, are you a fan of the Nazis, is what I asked. Because he's citing a Nazi theoretician. Anyway, yeah.
Fan of that, but
What about the
you know,
persecution of the Jews?
well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But
And
you
so
don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
A little bit of persecution. You know, just a few million killed, imprisoned, abused. Just a little bit of persecution. Wow. Wow.
Was a little bit of persecution
We
and
may
stuff
have
like that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show
But,
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
hey, what can I say?
I think you could say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
That laugh at Mehdi suggesting, yeah, you could probably be called a fascist. Guy had no problem with it. No problem.
One, two,
Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping. Howard Connor.
Yeah. See, Mehdi knows he's kind of in a bad situation there. To see how many people clap at the suggestion, I'm a fascist. Seriously. But yeah, this guy suffered for his stupidity because he ended up getting fired, like I've already said. And I can't disagree with the business owner at all. I can't. I really can't. Because when you're a psychopath, I don't want you in my business either. Spouting stupid stuff like that. Now, here's another short. This one, yeah. It's a loading. Come on, finish your loading. Really? I spend money to get a higher speed internet, and now it's being dirt. But yeah, this guy. It seems it's a decent conversation until we get to the point of talking about immigration. Their hot button issue by far. Immigration.
Let me ask you a question. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms just suddenly raise all the wages?
You notice
That's
how
what
you
you
didn't answer
believe.
what I said? You
That's
notice
what
how
you
it
believe.
was a complete, your ankles
That's what
all
you
right?
believe.
You pivoted the
That's
hell
what
away
you
from the
believe.
conversation.
Is that what you? I'm on
Are
the
your
subject.
ankles okay?
Do you believe that wages? I'm just wondering how naive you are. You believe that the 1% will raise wages in the federal wage
They will
if
be
we
forced
stop
to.
immigration?
They will be forced to.
Great
When you
big-
So he believes deporting people because corporations are always seeking a lower wage to pay lower expenditures, that wages will go up. You're a moron. Corporations aren't going to willingly, of their own accord, raise wages. No, that's stupid. They love saving any way they can. That's why they use people who aren't citizens. If you truly believe that will cause wages to go up, you have a simple-minded view of economics, of how corporations work. But yeah, let's continue on this moron here.
increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're
But this
tightening
is
the
a very
supply of
simple-
Labor more bargaining power. That's something unions have been trying to do.
Basic understanding of economics because you're
Okay,
not,
explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong.
Here.
Because you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs through
About
their presence.
1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also because you don't like US aid, foreign aid. So this is the point. They create
Don't
jobs. I
assume
came
that.
into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct.
Yeah. The guy, he won't pay attention to basic economics, basic facts. It's like, no, I've been told this. This is what I've been told to think. You can see how he's reacting.
But listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like. I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left-wing
I never
politics.
said Americans are
I don't
lazy.
know why you say this.
I never said Americans are
yes,
lazy.
you are.
The
You're,
only person
you're saying
attacking
immigrants
people
have
is
to
you.
come into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do.
I
That's
never
exactly
said those
what
words.
you said.
When did I say it?
Oh, really? You
When did
didn't
I
say
say
that?
it? We're
So
on
why do we-
YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words
You
never
said-
came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why
I
do
thought
we have to
we're
bring?
doing
Why do we have to bring in
assumptions, my
immigrants?
friend.
Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the
Alright,
country if we have
pause.
people?
Yeah, you can see he's willing to just be an asshole, a dumbass, Republican moronism. Republican thinking more or less has become a disease. It's become a pandemic on its own because it's made so many stupid people and so many hateful people. The right wing, having watched this, because I did watch the full debate before making this, having watched this, all I can think is it really worth trying to save these people? They don't care. They don't want to be saved. They think they're right. Then they'll absolutely espouse the stupidity because that's what they have been brainwashed to believe.
We're going to do the jobs.
Pause. Pause. You've been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
But yeah. Let's go back just a little bit here. Tells him he's been voted out. Shakes his hand. Watch this. Just evil.
People are going to do the jobs.
Pause. Pause. You've been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
You're going to have to go.
Nice talking to you. You're gonna have to go, bro, is what he said as I left to an American.
Yeah. You're gonna have to go, bro. Shakes his hand. This is, you're gonna have to go, bro. He's gonna have to be educated on proper, common knowledge. Not this right-wing BS that so many people tend to freaking push because they're like, oh, that makes sense! Yeah. No. No. Here we got another one. Christian nationalist. This girl tries to frame it from the idea that everything deals with religion. No. No, it don't. Religion's just a sliver of life. But some people are so driven to force it into things.
Do you agree with that?
I would actually, yeah, probably agree, but I'm just...
You agree that it's ethnic cleansing? You agree with doing ethnic
No,
cleansing?
I don't agree with it, but I agree
Okay,
that's
good to hear.
probably his plan, but I'm trying to figure out, like, why do you think that is? Because Donald Trump's a white man, he identifies as Christian, I'm not sure if he really is, but like, what interest does he have in preserving a Jewish ethno-state? Like, why would he have that?
That's a good question. You'd have to ask Donald Trump that
But
question.
you-
I've got
you don't-
multiple views.
you don't
I'm sure
think-
you have many views. I'm not sure I like where you're going with your views, but I think Donald Trump is definitely someone who's got financial interests in ethnic cleansing. He's got political interests. He loves the evangelical voters he get. A lot of Christian evangelicals like to support Israel because they think Jesus will come back if all.
One of the biggest reasons we saw the attacks on October the 7th is because there was a moving of the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, an act that came through because under the Trump presidency, he said, yeah, let's move it to Jerusalem. And the Palestinians in Gaza were like, no, it's a holy city. Because in religions for both, it is a holy city. So yeah, it was a financial, because he got money from the Adelsons for it. It was a political, because he had certain die-hard right-wing nutcases back him to do so. Yeah.
All the Jews are gathered in one place with no Palestinians. I think he's going to make money, he thinks, from beachfront property with Jared Kushner. He said something similar in the
You
past.
think that's the real reason?
I think there's multiple reasons, yeah. I think financial, geopolitical, ideological, evangelical. I don't really care. My claim is that
But-
what he's doing is ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is a war crime according to the Fourth Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I agree.
It's against international law under the Rome Statute. So we shouldn't be part of that. The United States should not be supporting Donald Trump's plan for
I agree.
ethnic cleansing.
I agree.
Good.
What do you
Glad to be in
think? What do you
agreement.
think should be done instead?
Yeah. Mehdi just breaks it down. He's like, look, ethnic cleansing is something that should not be happening, yet Trump continues to allow it to happen. Biden allowed it to happen. I don't like that. And I sure don't like Trump allowing it to happen. Both of them are freaking guilty as far as I'm concerned.
With the Israel-Gaza situation, I'm not sure what your stance
I would like
is on
to see a
this.
ceasefire in
Ceasefire,
Gaza.
two-state
I would like to
solution
see.
type
I don't
thing.
really get into debates about what solutions. I would like to see an end to the killing. I would
Yeah.
like to see Gazans have freedom. I would like to see the Palestinians in Gaza somehow get their land back. 80% of Gaza right now is under Israeli military control or displacement. I would like to see freedom for the Palestinian people. I'm an American. To go back to the core of this show, I support American values. One person, one vote. Free speech.
It really is a religious and ethnic battle.
It is not a religious battle.
Well, yes.
No, it's
that
not.
is what it is.
She's doing her damnedest to shove religion in there as a cause for it. And she'll continue to do so, as you'll see in this video as we continue on. But yeah, he's like, look, no. This is an ethnic, political, monetary issue. Those are the things that are at the heart of it.
It's obviously between Jews and Muslims both want control of the Holy Land.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What else? What other?
Actually, the founders of Israel were secular. They were not religious, actually. And I think some religious Jews, like Bezalel Smotrich, who's the Israeli government minister,
it doesn't really matter.
is a religious fanatic.
My point is,
the core of the conflict is over land. It's colonial. It's historic. It is not about.
Yeah. Again, she's doing what she can. She's trying to claim, oh, it's just between Jews and Muslims. No. It has nothing to do with that issue. You know, they have lived beside each other before. It's not a matter of religion. It's a matter of ethnic, of monetary, of political issues. She keeps trying to make it, oh, it's religious though. It's a religious thing. No. I might give you that religion does play a small part, but it's not the whole like you're trying to make it.
Religion.
Colonialism is for a reason.
The people who want to steal the land want everyone to believe it's religious.
My point is, why are we sitting here? Why are we sitting here? It's like a false dichotomy where we have to argue, like, do Jews get Israel? Do Muslims get Israel? Why are we?
I've never brought up anyone's religion.
How many of us?
I didn't bring up anyone's religion.
How many of us here are Christians?
I didn't bring up anyone's religion.
Trying to pick sides between Jews and Muslims taking over Israel. Like, don't you think that?
Hold on. First of all, I didn't.
So again, how many of us here are Christians? She can't let go of trying to make the basis about religion. That's what she's personally driven to do. And there's so much more to it than freaking religion. Again, I ask, how did we get to this point as a nation? How did we get to this situation where there's such stupidity, such ridiculousness in the way people think? Honestly. But yeah, let's continue here.
Bring up religion. Second of all, you know that a lot of Palestinians are Christian, right?
Some of them.
You're just reducing it to Muslim versus Jew.
It's majority Muslim. Yeah, it's very.
But there are many prominent Palestinian
I agree.
Christians.
Yeah, but there's not that many.
So it's not worth
so
reducing everything to religion.
Well, it is the reason. Why do you think Iran is backing proxies that want to take over Gaza and back the terrorism in Gaza? It's obviously because they want to Muslim control of the land. You don't think that's why?
No, I don't think it's about religion. I've been following this conflict for decades. It's not about religion. People who say it's about religion, it's a distraction.
Well, it's a big part of it, I think.
I think it's become a big part of it. It's been weaponized by bad faith actors, sure. But I don't think that's
Well,
the core. The core is that one group of people are dominating another group of people.
What group of
it is
people
apartheid.
is it? But what group of people is dominating another group of people?
One ethnic group is dominating
What
another
ethnic group? What ethnic group?
Jewish people,
Yes, dominating.
Arabs.
Yes.
But I didn't say anything about Christian, Muslim, Jew in a religious sense.
Okay,
Jews
well-
defined as religion and ethnicity. You know that, right?
Well, why do you think that Muslims want control of the Holy
You
Land?
keep
Why
saying
do you think
Muslims.
that-
I didn't
why
bring
do you
up
think-
Muslims.
See, she can't. It's one of these situations where she can't let go of the fact that it's not necessarily about religion. What's going on is an ethnic cleansing, is a genocide. It's not regicide. Or would it be religicide? Regicide's kings killed. Religicide or, yeah. It has nothing to do with religion as its main issues. They may have something to do on the outer peripheries, but they're not the main issue.
Well, they're Muslim states. Like, what do you think? Like Iran wants to do with
I
the
didn't bring
Holy
up
Land?
Iran.
But that's part of the conversation. What do you mean?
No,
Like,
it's not. The conversation is Donald Trump is doing ethnic cleansing, and you agree
Yeah,
with
but
me.
it's
So I'm not sure why you're
but
still
it's
here,
part
to
of
be
the,
honest.
It's part of the larger
It's
context
a
of
weird
the
debate when you
conversation.
actually agree with me.
What I was trying to say is we kind of have this false dichotomy here where we're trying to take the side of the Gazans, which mostly it's a Muslim majority, or the side
side
of the
with human
Jews
beings who are suffering.
to try
I side with
to
human beings who are suffering. You should
decide
try it.
who gets control over Israel.
I didn't say about control.
America,
I said don't ethnically
America
cleanse.
is a majority Christian country. Should
I
we
said-
be deciding Christians should have control of the
I
Holy
agree. Donald
Land?
Trump should not, nothing to do with religion. Donald Trump should not be deciding what happens to Gaza. That's my claim. If you agree with me,
So
great. Let's shake hands. Give the seat to someone
so
who
are you
disagrees
saying,
with
do
me.
you think that America should just cut ties with Israel altogether?
What's your definition of cut ties?
Like stop funding them,
Yes,
stop being their
yes,
military
yes,
arm?
yes,
Okay,
I'm on
great.
record saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, she kept trying to frame it as a religious issue. That whole clip where she's debating Mehdi. She tries to make it a religious issue. And it's just not. It isn't. But yeah. Finally, we got one more. Let's see, where is this Yeah, this dude. Oh my God, this lunatic. This guy has some anger issues. Some hate issues. It is just, yeah.
Thing, like people know I have this thing. I have to stay calm, okay? So
Okay.
that
Starts off, I had to stay calm, okay? You know, he trying to threaten Mehdi, trying to make it seem like, yeah, if I don't stay calm, I'll black out and beat the shit out of you and stuff. He tries to show he's this badass.
it's about tribal warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the U.K. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own states.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here. Okay.
But you're
a little different.
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look, you don't look
yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this part right here. I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. No, they're not. You're an absolute moron. As stupid as they come. He tried to avoid using the word immigrants. And Mehdi had to point out, colonialists. Because colonialists are immigrants! They come from another region to conquer and colonize! Stupid people.
The whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What
you're-
was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going off on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from
Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
I do know what it.
There were indigenous people here. They are what? When they are indigenous, they are native. Woo! Fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. This is how the right wing has become. Again, should we even try to save these people? Try to help these people? You've got a question, because they have become so radicalized, so psychopathic, sociopathic. You really got a question.
It means it,
Doesn't
it
sound
means
like
they
it.
came here first, right?
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
In regards, I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of...
Yeah. Anyway, we're back to Connor here on this one. I didn't know this video was a full clipping of many different people, but should have guessed from it being 15 minutes, so we'll stop on it there on the video. But yeah. What's our Native Americans? How stupid do you have to be? Honestly, how stupid, how gullible. Oh my God, these people. This is why America's falling apart, because these morons. But yeah, watching this, and there's one before where Sam Cedar is surrounded by right-wingers. They weren't as extreme, but yeah. Mehdi, I think Mehdi did as good as you're going to get when you're surrounded by absolute stupid lunatics. There's no saving the right wing at this point. They've let themselves become such caricatures of what's that movie? Idiocracy. They really have. I am just, yeah. I don't know what else tell you, y'all. I watched it and I was like, wow. Wow. Because clearly, they have no real sense of what's in the Constitution. No real sense of history. No real sense of the way things actually are. They believe these right-wing lies and spout them. Yeah, I'm just... Honestly, it's one of these situations. What else are you going to say? I mean, how they have argued, what they have tried to argue. Stupid people. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end this episode here. But yeah, as always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video, as well with some longer reviews by other commentators. Commentators. The taters that are common. Anyway. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.